We are the Crystal Jews. We'll always take your money. And if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's what the Goyim of this world believe in. Garnstein, Amberger, and Earl, and Steben! Hello, and welcome to the Overnight Rant. I'm your host, the man with nothing to offer, and happy Easter Sunday. Or happy belated Easter Sunday. As the time this video goes up, it probably won't be Easter Sunday anymore. So, celebrate it while it happens. But tonight's rant is going to be something a little different. Instead of talking about politics or socioeconomic matter, we'll be talking about a show I marathoned or binge watched recently during the whole pandemic, because you got nothing else to do, why not marathon the show? This show probably most of you have heard of. It's called Steben Jewniverse. A friend of mine's on a Discord server I'm on asked me, hey, you want to watch this show? Because the server overwhelmingly hates it. I kind of hated the whole aura of praise around it too. But I never really got a chance to watch it to confirm for myself, oh, is this really bad? So I was like, alright, watch the whole show. I did. I watched 5 seasons. I watched the movie. I watched Future. Now, the movie and Future I'm not going to discuss in this video, because the movie's okay. Future's fine, I guess. But Steben Jewniverse, the original show, whew, god damn it. I was originally going to break down why I dislike this show, I mean, a lot of people have. There's videos out there breaking it down. I wouldn't necessarily say better than I would have broken it down, but I'm not here to do that. That's not the kind of channel I am. I'm not a review channel. I just want to talk about this show because I think the cult of it is surrounding it is very fucking interesting. Well, I think it's a pretty bad show in general. If I want, I'll do like a short mini sort of explanation as to why the show sucks. The animation sucks. Most of the storyboarders, since this is a storyboard driven show, most of the storyboarders are very juvenile with their art. There's a lot of height inconsistencies, and people say, "Oh, it's a stylistic choice," because there's no model sheets for this show. There's no Steben Jewniverse model sheets, so they let the storyboarders do whatever they fucking want on the paper instead of following model created by the fucking animation director and shit, or created by the character designer or layout designer. They don't have that shit with Steben Jewniverse, so they let the storyboarders do whatever the fuck they want. Because of this, the show suffers, because the show looks very inconsistent. Sometimes the animation looks like fucking shit. It's watchable to the eye, but it looks like fucking shit. People say it's a stylistic choice, and I just don't see it. Like, with Uncle Grandpa, whenever someone like a fucking Nick Edwards would storyboard an episode, the characters would look weird and shit. It's obvious that was a stylistic choice because, number one, it's not a show meant for you to be taken seriously. And number two, Nick Edwards does all the fucking title cards for the show, so of course, if he storyboards an episode, and his style is distinct from his style in the title cards is distinct from the show's look, so of course, it's gonna look fucking different. But it just shows Steben Jewniverse being a serious show and having this sort of animation, just bleh. Another thing, the show suffers from being a storyboard driven show because it feels like the show is making up shit every minute. and yet it doesn't know how to back it up. Whenever the show introduces something into the context of the episodes, it will probably never explain it fully to you. It's just implied, it's just a mystery. The show will never, well, it doesn't need to tell, but it never shows you, you know? And when something is shown, it's not it's there's no context elaborated on it. Or there's no reason why Steven has this power, why this character did this, why they did that. If you were to watch this show from season 1 to season 6, I bet there are a lot, and plus another thing about the show that sucks, I bet there are a lot of things you wouldn't know about this show unless you had to do research on your own, or unless you had to beg writers to tell you. They never explain how how the gem's homeworld works. There's their whole system. Like it's obvious it's an oligarchy, but they never really show like how society works in that world. They never really explain how the gems were before they started taking over planets. They never really explain why gems take over planets. They also like this. They also never really explain the whole thing about how Steven was born anyway. I mean, Steven's gem that's inside him is basically an extension of his mother, Rose Quartz. That was her gem. But How the fuck was he born? Because he had to have some of Greg's traits, right? So basically, they fuck. But then, what the fuck? But Greg, but some of Greg, what the? There's a lot of shit like that in this show where you're just sitting there questioning. And you're just like, what? How? But why? But why can he do this? But how could he do this? You know? And that's because the show is unfocused, an unfocused piece of shit. Because the stuff they need to spend time explaining or showing is never really done because the show has a bunch of filler episodes. It focuses on way too much fucking shit with the so-called towny episodes where they focus on the townspeople and where Steven and the Gems live in Beach City. Yes, we need to focus on the Beach City episodes. Those are so much more important than the fucking Steven and the Crystal Gems shit. I mean, the show kind of shift focus. The show was actually a sort of monster of the week show that Steven was a fat retard. The show was kind of bad then, but then it sort of shifted, like around season 2 or season 3, into a slice of life show where most of the episodes just surround Steven interacting with the people of Beach City and just being an observer of shit. That's another problem with the show. The show focuses too much on Steven and shit. Like he has to be around everything or has to be in every episode. We never get another character's perspective except once. A Rising Tides Crashing Skies, which is coincidentally my favorite episode of the whole train wreck of this show because it's not only very funny and well written, it focuses on another character or focuses on our character's perspective of the world. We never get that shit with Steben Jewniverse. It's always Steven's perspective of the other character's events, and Steven is always involved in the events of the other characters. Not that the townie characters are important anyway. Who the fuck cares about those people? I just want gem shit. But then when the gem shit comes, it's never explained, never elaborated on. It's a piece of shit. And plus, characters never react to events they should react strongly to. Like when the big twist of Rose being Pink Diamond is fucking revealed, like Steven never really reacts to it until like Future. They literally reveal this big twist, then they shift the story arc to focus on the whole Garnet with Ruby and Sapphire and shit, promoting their LGBTQ wedding, which is a fucking myth, by the way. Here's the thing that this show likes to flaunt around that has LGBTQ representation. No, it fucking doesn't. First of all, the gems are confirmed genderless species. They're not fucking two woman. Like, are you fucking Are you fucking kidding me? They're passing this off as LGBTQ because for some reason, never explained throughout the show, for some reason these genderless gems are represented as females. All of them. But why? That's the question. Never explained. It's never explained. So much shit in this fucking show is never explained that if you were to go out of your way and try to fucking explain it, it still wouldn't make sense because you would never know why. It's written from shitty context. Oh, because it focuses on so much unnecessary shit with the townspeople and shit. There's so many filler episodes of the show. I actually made like a list of all the useful story important episodes, and you'll be fucking shocked how little of this show has substance, how little episodes matter in the long run. Like there's so few episodes that matter. It's just, especially in season 4. Season 4, the only episodes that matter is that arc in the middle of the season where Greg gets captured by Blue Diamond, and the finale, and the 4 episodes leading up to the finale. That's it. None of the other episodes matter in the slightest. It's filler the fucking season. And oh, the songs suck too. None of them are memorable except for 4. The opening credits. You know, we are the Crystal Gems, and we are in the future, and other friends. That's right, I heard the story over and over again. And Love Like You. I don't even think Love Like You would be memorable if it didn't play at the fucking credits of every single episode. And the whole show is just a fucking unorganized mess. And wow, that took me 7 minutes to explain. In my original recording of this, it took me 25. Because I used more examples, but that's just the gist of the show. The show is horrible. And what interests me the most is why. Why do people watch this show? Certainly no kids watch this show. That's what I know for sure. If there were kids watching this show, certainly not after season 1. Because season 1 was elongated over a period of 2 fucking years. Like it ran from 2013 to 2015. I know not a lot of kids were probably watching this show. The show only kept up pace because of its big adult fan base, especially on Tumblr. But that pretty much explains it. Everyone knows about the Steben Jewniverse fan base on Tumblr. They're like one of the worst fan bases of all time. I think they almost convinced the girl to commit suicide once. But I'm not gonna go into a whole rant about the fans. I just want to know why. What do people see in this show? It doesn't have engaging stories. It doesn't have engaging characters. Well, actually, it does have an engaging story, but the story is so bad. The overall story of the show is so bad because not a lot of it, because they don't give context. There's a lot of plot holes, loose ends that don't make sense, and when shit is revealed, it's just like, fuck. It just brings so much more questions than answers. Like, and the show itself is so corny. Not funny in the slightest. Like, even the slice of life shit. I don't even care if it needs to be. It doesn't need to be funny. You know, slice of life shit don't need to be funny. It's if it's a slice of life cartoon, don't need to be funny. Give me some engaging stories like Hey Arnold did back in the 90s. Don't give me all this cliche bullshit, you know, with Lars and Sadie or whatever. Like, if anyone cares about those two, just don't give me that shit, man. Give me some good stories, you know? Interesting characters, interesting perspectives of other characters. Because the show is written from mostly Steven's perspective, you never get to relate the other characters. You only see it from Steven's perspective, the fat little retard himself. I think I can know why. I know why people like this show. Look at the people behind this show. Look at the people who like this show. You notice something? Yeah, they're millennials, right? All of them. They're all degenerate millennials, to be honest. They're the kinds of people who look for self. They're the kinds of people who look for self validation of everything. They're the kinds of people who say, "Okay, boomer, fuck my parents. I'm gonna go. Oh well, to rebel. I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm a cartoon nerd, you know? Yeah, I mean the creator of the show wrote fucking Drew Ed, and Eddie porn. There's a lot of degenerates working on the Steben Jewniverse staff. Some drew porn. Some buy into this whole gender hysteria craze that's happening nowadays. And even the voice of Steven himself. This is what he looked like when the show started. All right, take in this image. This is what he looks like now. Oh, what did they do to my boy? What did they do? Look at him. What did they do? The horrors. The horrors of working around these degenerate figures, man. I'm telling you, man. This show was created by fucking degenerates. Not just that, incoherent degenerates. People who write their little fantasies or whatever about the world. Yeah. And that's another thing. This show is shit. This show is fucking shit. Have I not said that? Have I not said that the final stretch of this show, the final season, is the worst season of television I've ever watched? Like, season 1 is bad. Season 2 is better. Probably the best season. And it's still not good. Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, oh my god. Like, after the whole twist is revealed and the diamonds come to Earth, whatever, that shit is. And then Steven LARPs as Pink Diamond or whatever. Like, the final antagonist, the final boss, White Diamond, who's like the leader of the diamonds, right? Like, she's like supposed to be this maniacal villain. They build her up as some kind of villain, right? Yeah? Some kind of villain who rules all over the gems, and she's the unforgivable one. Right? And Change Your Mind is all about that, the finale. Change your mind. And she gets reformed automatically. Not even automatically. Just after Steven's like basically she takes out Steven's gem, right? Separates Steven's human and gem form. They come together. He's like, what? But your child. No you. It's literally no you. He didn't say that, but he said what the literal context of what he said was no you. That's pretty much it. All you have to know. And then boom. Reformed. Oh, but Steven doesn't forgive him. This whole authoritarian oligarchy gets forgiven, including Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond, who's supposed to be these ruthless diamonds. But when Steven comes in, Steven's like, no, I'm son of Pink Diamond. I'm the representation of Pink Diamond. The sister is back, and it's all like, oh, these authoritarian oligarchs are just griefing over their sister, who they used to bother. Same sister who's an asshole, who fucking said, you know what, I'm going to quit my place of government to start a war, to rebel against the kingdom that I once ruled. Yeah, that sure works. And then, shit happens. Shit happens, man. Somehow the diamonds are cool with Steven. Because Steven convinced them, oh, I'm Pink Diamond, and Steven, it's just like weird shit, man. Like, it's just like no real conflict. I mean, climax. There's no real, oh, we're gonna fight against the Gem Empire. This authoritarian empire that's built up all over the series. Nah, all we need to do is let Steven walk in and say hugs and kisses, woo woo, and then everything is solved. Just pretty much everything could be solved with a woo woo. It's just like, fuck this piece of shit, man. I fucking hate this piece of shit, man. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they actually execute that kind of message in a show like that. You know, where you could be like, yes, I could redeem the authoritarian, ruthless dictators or ruthless, not even ruthless dictators, ruthless oligarch. Yes, we could redeem those guys. That's interesting. These are the same people who probably go fuck Trump on Twitter every time, you know? They probably have that big ass Trump derangement syndrome. You know the kinds of people who are behind this show. You know. The same kinds of people. And they have, loving and forgiveness. When they probably would have loving forgiveness for or the old Trump, or at least the media caricature that they make fun of him. But, you know, I guess that's just me. I still don't understand why this show got fucking popular. I can't explain the mindset behind delusional millennials and delusional Zoomers. Actually, I did know kids that were watching the show, 14, 15-year-olds. This is a few years back, 2016. It was around season 3? Yeah, season 3. They were talking about the show and shit. They seemed kind of weird. Not the kinds of people I would associate nowadays. But the boy who was talking about him turned out to be a faggot. But I used to play chess with him a lot. He was cool. Since at my summer camp. But I'm power leveling now. It's over. This show sucks. Face it. Face it, retards. This show sucks. Face it. Face the facts. Try to argue with me in the comments. I'll have more context. For any Steben Jewniverse fan who made it this far without seething, just type your argument in the comments for why this show is good. And I'll debunk them with its flawed writing. I didn't attack the movie. I didn't attack Future because the movie is okay. Movie actually has a story that progresses. There's okay songs, okay kind of songs. And Future, I kind of liked because it was actually funny. They actually told stories, and the whole Steven being traumatized by his childhood events thing was actually an interesting meta commentary on on the aftermath of superheroes saving the world. You know, what would they feel like? You know, so that was interesting. But that's just the rant. So I'll see you guys next time, whenever that is. So, till then, goodbye.